All right, so here we go. Problem I have is the scorpion tail, which is really cool, is kind of hidden behind the eagle's wings. So I need a way to get that sort of out without turning or adjusting because the fit is good down here. There's always a way in Photoshop, and the way I'm going to fix this is using a transform tool called Puppet Warp. Now, I don't want to mess with all of my blending and everything using the vector mask, the layer mask, until I'm done with this step here of Puppet Warp. So here we go. I've got the layer 3. It's my scorpion layer. I'm going to come up and I'm going to just go edit and then down to transform. I'm sorry, edit Puppet Warp. All right, and it draws these little triangles all over it. Puppet Warp uses this mesh of mapping out the layer to sort of help you reshape it. Now you can put things called anchor points, these little pins, on your layers by just coming around and pinning it down. And these things, these points, are places that are sort of held in place, right? Puppet Warp is going to move everything else that is not held in place. So I've got two pins here to kind of hold the base part of the tail, and then I've got this pin right here that I'm going to grab onto, and it's going to move everything else. So you notice when I move over this blue pin, the active pin, it turns into a little select arrow. I'm going to grab that select arrow, and I'm going to start to turn it. All right, and I can start to straighten out my scorpion tail. I'm going to go ahead and drop another anchor pin there. And I'm going to come up and I'm going to put a handle up here. I'm going to grab with that select, and I'm going to turn it. And what I'm doing is slowly uncoiling my scorpion tail. I'm going to pin these guys right here. I'm going to come up and put another handle there. There we go. It's starting to come out now. Put a couple pins to hold that in place. I'm going to put a pin up here. And you can see how the Puppet Warp is letting me sort of uncurl the tail of the scorpion tail without messing everything else up. And I'm going to come back down here. I'm going to move this bottom piece a little bit more. Select a point, hit delete. 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 I have to delete these points that I've laid out here because these are pins. They're holding the tail in place. And if I leave them there and try to move the tail, what will happen is it will move everything except for those points. So everywhere that I want to be able to adjust, oh, it's moving this end up here. I need to pin this down up here. All right, everything that I want to be able to adjust needs to have a pin in it. See, now that's much, much better. That looks good. So when I'm all done with my transformation, hit the check mark. So that is Puppet Warp, right? It relies on pins and adjustments, and now I've sort of uncurled the tail and gotten it out from behind the eagle's wings. I might go in and mess with it a little bit more. I think I could probably get the whole thing revealed from behind the wing with just a little bit more tweaking. But that is Puppet Warp, handy for making some edits.